I was looking at Saliba on the first goal. He's not great on the second goal. And for me, I think he is one of the top centre-backs in European football. I've got no doubt about that. And as a partnership, him and Gabriel, as good as anything in the Premier League. I think Saliba's the better player, but I think Gabriel's the better leader. And he needs to bring that to his game if he wants to get to sort of the levels of what we talk about Virgil van Dijk.
So at the moment, do they almost sort of need each other in that
He needs Gabriel. I think since Gabriel has come out of the team, that's not the same Saliba I've watched. The amount of mistakes he's made in the last couple of months, it feels like he makes a big mistake every game.
But is that something that does come, you know, in terms of more experience, more years, more confidence?
I mean, how old is he now? Is he 24, 25 now?
You're asking a lot of questions, David.
No, what I'm saying is he's not a kid, and he's probably not quite in his prime, but I'd be hoping that... when you're a centre-back, I'd be hoping now that, OK, this guy next to me is the leader.
So 24, 24.
OK, when he moves away, you've got to then become the leader of that back four and organise people and not just play your own game. For me, the great centre-backs, it's not about how good you are and what everything you can do. Oh, he's great in the air, he's got great pace, he's on the ball. You want all that, but you need to affect other people. Think of the great centre-backs down there. Think of Tony Adams. Think of Virgil van Dijk here. They're not just great players. They make everybody else around them look like great players. And that's the thing that I think is still lacking with Saliba. Without Gabriel, he doesn't look the same player. And that's not something you want to be labelled as. I mean, I'd be embarrassed if I was playing centre-back for Liverpool and people saying he's not the same player without him next to him. Now, we say that about a lot of Liverpool centre-backs when Virgil van Dijk's not there. But he's very rarely out, and he makes the person alongside him look like a top player. And if I'm being totally honest, a lot of the Liverpool centre-backs over the last 3 or 4 years, I think Liverpool supporters think they're a lot better than they actually are because of who they were playing alongside.
Can I just ask you, though, as the game moved on, because we talk about positioning, you was all about positioning, being in the right spot, and I played centre-half a lot of games, but mainly at right-back. But is it because they're asked, you know, what they're asked to do on the ball while they're getting into these positions? So a lot of the mistakes that you're talking about, some of them have been on the ball, the way he wants to play and sort of push into midfield at times, then he's getting caught. So on the first goal, you mentioned about him being really high, but as a coach, as Arteta, he might want him to be really high though. So are we being too critical in terms of them when they're on the ball?
Well, I'm not one of them. There's certain people, sometimes I hear people say, oh, the centre-backs were better 10, 15, 20 years ago when I was playing. That is absolute rubbish. Centre-back now, for me, is the hardest position to play on the pitch. What you're asked to do on the ball from the goalkeeper, you're asked to be like a midfield player, you're asked to push up to the halfway line, you've got to have the pace of a striker. There's no doubt for me, centre-backs now, how good they are, they're better than what we've seen before, or they're asked to do a lot more. Whether those players of the past could do that today, I think a lot of them could, but it's a very demanding position. But on the first one, we talk about man-to-man. He goes in there. There's only one man. They've got 2 centre-backs. Eventually, Kivior comes across and takes him. You've got to understand the game and read the game. My mate needs help. You've got to cover Ben White. He's just in no man's land again. But I don't see him sort of... I'm still waiting to see that next step of becoming a great... He's a top player. He's got everything you'd want. But to make that next step of being alongside those people I'm just saying before, Tony Adams in an Arsenal shirt, Virgil van Dijk in a Liverpool shirt, you've got to make that next step, and that is about becoming a leader.